Thank you for viewing this American Sewing Guild educational series on the basics of threading a sewing machine. Good stitch quality begins with properly threading the sewing machine. A missed guide, unseated thread in the tension discs, and even inserting the bobbin in the case in the wrong direction can all lead to poor stitch quality. There are other things which also affect stitch quality, but this is where it begins. Begin by raising the presser foot. This will open up the thread tension discs to accept the thread. Place the thread on the proper spool pin. Most machines, even entry-level machines, will come with 2 spool pins. Cross-wound threads are placed on the horizontal spool pin, and stacked threads are placed on the vertical spool pin. The members-only section of the ASG.org website has a video on needles and threads for more information on this topic. Place the thread on the pin, then place the spool cap against the thread spool end. Place the cap right up against the thread, but not too tightly. Be sure the thread feeds off the spool smoothly. Some machines come with only 1 spool cap, while others may include several for various thread sizes. Do not use one that is too big nor too small for the thread spool. The user manual for the machine will give illustrations for which one to use. The thread should feed smoothly off the spool. Bring the cut end of the thread under the first guide at the back of the head of the machine, then forward toward the tension discs. Lay the thread between the tension discs. If the thread does not want to seat down, put a little tension on the thread by holding it at the first guide. The thread must be seated between the discs for a properly formed stitch. Next, bring the thread straight down and around the bottom guide, and up to the right side of the take-up lever, and around the take-up lever hook to the left. The thread needs to seat firmly in that hook. Bring the thread straight down and through the last 2 thread guides before the needle. Whether by hand or a needle threader, pass the cut edge of the thread through the eye of the needle. The bobbin case holds the bobbin full of thread at the underside of the machine for the balance of the stitch formation. Some bobbin cases have a little finger as shown in this one. The finger is threaded for decorative stitching or embroidery. Not all bobbin cases have this finger. The bobbin case has a plate under which the thread passes. This one is brass, others may be the same color as the bobbin case. The screw at the side adjusts the tension on the thread coming off the bobbin. This is set at the factory and normally should not be adjusted. After the threaded bobbin is placed in the bobbin case, the thread is passed through this slot, under the plate, and will slip into the larger slot. The thread should feed off the bobbin in a clockwise direction. Place the bobbin in the case with the thread feeding off to the right as shown. Insert the bobbin into the case and pass the thread through the first slot, under the plate, and into the larger slot. After the bobbin is placed in the case, gently pull on the thread to make sure the bobbin is rotating in the correct direction and the thread is feeding off smoothly. After the bobbin is inserted into the bobbin case, open the latch to insert the bobbin case into the machine. By holding out the latch, the bobbin will not drop out. Insert the bobbin, pointing the finger slightly to the right. Rotate the bobbin case to the left, and it will fall and lock into place. Release the latch and push gently on the bobbin case to be sure it's seated into position. Take the end of the thread and pull on it gently to be sure the thread is feeding smoothly and it's not hung up anywhere. This will also ensure that the bobbin case is properly seated. Holding the thread on the top taut, rotate the hand wheel toward the front of the machine to draw up the bobbin thread. A loop will form. Let's watch how this is done. Hold the needle thread, rotate the hand wheel, and pull up the bobbin thread. Grab the loop to pull the bobbin thread through the throat plate and then close the door to the bobbin area. Place the presser foot on the machine and slide both threads under the toe of the foot. The machine is now threaded and ready for stitching the project. Thank you for viewing this American Sewing Guild video. If you have any questions, email Ramona@asg.org. The American Sewing Guild is a national nonprofit organization dedicated to people who believe sewing is a rewarding and creative activity. If you enjoyed this video, Join ASG to view our library of in-depth educational videos on various sewing topics. They are free to our members. Members also enjoy discounts from vendors who support our organization, along with many other benefits.